different services, for the people at those services told me they'll ask their friend, the cop, what they're supposed to do as a mandated report. Then they told me I needed to go to the cops. Well, I went to the cops. They sent me to all these other services. All these services also sent me around in circles to their other services. Meanwhile, none of them addressed the abuse. Not a single one of them would listen and address the abuse. It's not okay. I went there to turn in abuse, to get help stopping abuse. And everybody did everything that they could in every one of these places not to look at evidence. That's what all of them have in common. They're literally going out of their way to ignore every single piece of evidence and to take advantage of my disabilities. It's Sean. This is... She's pretty nice. Her and her boyfriend are out, and they try to get a hotel room, a warm place to stay for the night. Problem is, a lot of people think that I just need a warm place to stay for the night. No, that's not it. I need help stopping abuse, and I can't do that from the streets. We're not allowed to defend ourselves, and our public pretenders aren't going to defend us. So what choices do we have? There's a guy I'm supposed to get a hold of at 8. He might help me some more. I'm incapable of taking care of myself because of years of long-term abuse and neglect by my friends, by my family, and by law enforcement and the courts. Now, I didn't go see therapists for years and years and years for a plain and simple fact of they are useless as tits on a goddamn boar. Without a friend or family member who cares that you're being harmed, nothing stops. The harm continues. And not one friend or family member gave a shit. Now, how do we protect ourselves from bad law enforcement? For starters, safety in numbers. Every man needs some attaché for his safety. I stated my intentions before I did anything crazy. And I do things only when it was necessary to be heard because people's lives were in immediate danger. My life, however, is always in immediate danger. And that's because of a reputation that is undeserved. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a fucking broken down mess now. And I say a lot of really mean things, and I am not fucking patient with anybody and their bullshit. People make mistakes, and the less informed they are, the bigger the mistakes they're going to make because they have no idea what's going on. When you ask me who we need to go to, first you need to stop and let me explain to you why it is important where I've already been. When I'm telling you the stories of these places, I also recorded those places and those situations. The thing is, law enforcement will protect your predators if you're a homeless person, especially if you're a male. That's pretty simple, because nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about our civil rights. You're just downright uncivil with us. Those of you who bring us sandwiches, that doesn't stop abuse. We're thankful for the sandwiches. When you promise us that you're going to help us to stop abuse, and then it costs us a lot of money and a lot of time, and then you want to throw it in our face that you gave us the sandwich, you're a pretty fucked up person. Everyone tries to misdirect and redirect it when it comes down to them being held accountable and being responsible. But I'm getting real goddamn good at getting people to admit their fuck-ups to me. But it is, in fact and indeed, their fuck-up, their assumptions, their lack of give a shit. Yes, I'm nice, sure. That gets me pretty decently far in a lot of places, but it doesn't prevent systemic abuse. Public pretenders will not do their jobs. Laws regarding harming disabled people are pretty strict. The cops had to commit a lot of felonies in order to prevent me from showing the truth, to prevent me from having a voice, to cut me off from friends and family, and to paint me as a horrible monster so nobody would help me. When people threaten my friends and family, I'm treated like it's my fault that those people were threatened. It's not my fault they were threatened. It's their fault that they were threatened. Because they wanted to speak up about shit that they knew nothing about. They wanted to argue with a bunch of fucking idiots on YouTube and Facebook instead of actually listening to the fucking victim, me. Instead of helping me to turn in the abuse, they want to pretend that arguing with fucking morons on Facebook is goddamn help. It's not. Here's the question. Am I a rapist and a murderer? And a child molester? No, no, no. Now, if you thought somebody was a rapist, a murderer, a child molester in your neighborhood, what would you do? Well, most of you would do jack shit. However, if it's somebody you think you can get away with hurting, well, when you have a bad day, what's to stop you? If it's a child molester, you might think twice about hitting her or shooting her. If it's a black man in a house, you might be a little less likely to get in trouble, but there's always the, hey, he's black. And also, if you're a sex offender, you have protected rights. You have more rights as a sex offender than a disabled person. You have more rights as a sex offender than your victims. You have more rights and more help as a sex offender than your victims. Going after you as a sex offender is considered a hate crime. I went public out of fear for my life and the lives of my friends and family. I did that before Natalie died, and she fucking hated me for it. But you know what? She felt how I did. After over a year of me begging my friends to end my life, and Tim Beeson, he wanted to threaten my life. I wanted him to follow through. Don't bullshit me, don't lie to me. And especially, don't help my predators get away. Andrew Wolna has repeatedly harmed me, and there isn't a person I can go to in town about it that I am not afraid will blow me off. But I'm trying. You notice I am still trying. No, I don't want to stick around here. I know this place is bad and this place is dirty. And this place needs someone like me just as much as anywhere else. But this isn't my home. Boulder, Colorado is my home. And I can never go home. But I might be able to get a cheap place in Nebraska if I'm able to recover some of the money that was wasted because the cops wouldn't do their jobs. Neither would any of my friends. Neither would any of these so-called caseworkers. Someone has to go in with me for my safety. Police officers, when you try to turn them in, have a lot of options. They can physically assault you and then pretend like you were trying to assault them. But it's all hell. It's all bullshit. When I went to try to turn in stuff to the police, every single time I had to go alone, over and over again until Molly Smith. She has a USB full of evidence, and that USB, as well as the USB drive that Kayla Trujillo has, are duplicates of the same information. Neither one of those women has returned that USB. It was supposed to be with them for safekeeping because those women both promised to help me to protect myself. and help me to turn it in, but neither one of them ever did. See, Molly, she said that she was going to help me with it both before and after the instance with Officer, what was his name? Jared Hahn of Dual County, Nebraska. Just one of my predators alone, Christopher Kurth, was able to start trouble with me and destroy my safety in any situation, but he did it across multiple jurisdictions. And every time he enlisted others to harm me along with him. Oh, I just got a message. I've been typing with Miss Candy.